Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. I'm Benji Messer, music director. I use he, him pronouns. Today we send Reverend Christine off on her sabbatical with a service about the importance of rest and renewal, of taking Shabbat. And as you can see, a lot of our musicians wanted to be part of that send-off, both choir members and instrumentalists, so I'm excited to have them with me. We open with Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Please feel free to stand and move as we sing together. Rejoice and come in.
Enter, rejoice and come in. Enter, rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come in.
Open your ears to the song. Open your hearts, everyone.
Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Don't be afraid of some change.
Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change.
Please remain standing for our chalice lighting.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Carrie Lipschitz. My pronouns are she and her, and on this special Sunday, we have a bunch of our worship associates up here today and in the audience as well. Join me as we recite our covenant, and just because, we're going to have Rev Christine light the chalice, because she's never done it, apparently. If you're watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please light it with us. Love
is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to share our strength in fellowship, thus do we covenant.
Please be seated.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am the Reverend Christine Dance, and it is my joy, my privilege, and my honor to serve as the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. In this sacred space, we celebrate our humanity, our diversity, and the boundless love that unites us all. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time, this interesting, bizarre, scary, and yet joyful time. One that is theologically diverse, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. Our doors spring wide open to embrace all who seek a welcoming place. May today's worship be a source of inspiration, a comfort in these times, and a call to action. So I know that there's a few new folks here. If today is your first or second time, would you be brave and raise your hands for us? Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here on this special Sunday. I will be taking a little bit of a break, so if you like me, please stay through the next 5 months. I promise I'll be back. If you don't like me, then boy, I've got a wonderful next 5 months for you. I have a few announcements. Next week is the beginning of our radical sabbatical with lots of different preachers coming in. Next Sunday is Deontis Wembley. He is the first of our guest preachers during the sabbatical, and I have been brought to my feet with Deontis's words. I encourage you not to miss it. And at UUCP, we recognize our staff at 5-year increments of service. This month, we get to celebrate our business administrator, Stephanie Brydell Vigil. It is her 5th anniversary this month. Now, I want you to think back what was happening 5 years ago right now. At the end of February 2020, yep, she started 3 weeks before the congregation shut down for 2 years. She learned a job, she changed the job, it changed again, she kept relearning, she kept shifting. She learned it over and over again, put in processes, and has done so much good for this congregation, and she is my right-hand person. So Stephanie hates being in front of a crowd, and we thought instead of punishing her for this 5-year, she is listening, but she doesn't want to stand up here. So join me for thanking Stephanie for her 5 years of service. And now, let us draw deeper into this present moment, into this worship. Settle your bodies, open your hearts, loosen your minds.
Good morning. Good morning. Nobody can sound a bowl like her, I'm telling you. I'm really going to miss that. I'm John LaBarbera. I am one of your worship associates today. My pronouns are he, they, and our opening words are my own. This is a house of equity. This is a house of inclusion. No matter what other dwellings you may call home, this is a place where you can be you. This is a house of justice. This is a house of hope. No matter what hate surrounds society, this is a place where we can work for better. This is a house of kindness. This is a house of love. No matter where you come from or where you'll go, this is a place where we can be together. Welcome to worship.
It was so good, John. For Together Time, we have a very important ritual in the life of our congregation, the welcoming of new members into our congregation. And for this, I need some helpers. So youth, kids, anyone who is young at heart would like to come up in the steps. I need your help for this. I'm wondering if you can come up here. And excellent. Hi. Yes. And I also want to invite up our co-presidents, Bunny Hodis and Shelley Stevenson, and our membership committee team, Representative Paisley Rossetti. everyone. So we have a very important ritual. This is where we welcome new folks into our congregation. And there's a special role for the kids because you all know what it's like to be new in spaces, right? So we're going to have them introduce themselves and we're going to welcome them, but then I'm going to have a chance for you to speak. Is that okay? It'll be short and easy, I promise. So I would love to welcome up those who have stated their intent to be new members in the congregation, who have gone through starting point and or a conversation with me, who are financially supporting this congregation and are ready to sign the membership book. Please come up and stand right over here. I know, right? So some of these folks have been around for years. Some of these folks started showing up after what's-his-name was elected, and even more showed up after he was inaugurated. And they are looking for community. They are looking for a place where they can feel love and activism and acceptance, and to know that they're not alone in this world. So what I would love for you to do is if you could just pass this mic down and just tell us your names. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just,
Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Latrice. Amber.
Katie Brown.
Vince Leone.
Julie.
Nancy Bujold.
Julia.
Jonathan Lawson. Vic Kuros.
Candy Osborne.
Patty Sparling.
Tom Babb.
Linda Clegg.
Brian Clegg.
Melanie.
Brian.
Chris King.
yes, we're going to have plenty of chances to applaud them.
My name is Bunny Hodis, and I am one of your co-presidents of the Board of Trustees.
And I'm Shelley Stevenson, and I'm the other co-president of the Board of Trustees. It is an honor to welcome our newest members and celebrate their decision to join our community. In their intention to be members, they have made a commitment of time, talent, and financial support to this congregation.
I'm Paisley, and I'm on the membership team. To all of you, I'd like to say welcome. We encourage you to share with us your creative thoughts, your life experiences, your questions, and your dreams about how we can together make this a truly supportive community for all.
It is a joy to welcome each one of you as a member into our community. I'm going to go here so I can see all of you. Becoming a member of this congregation is an important step, but it is only a first step. I encourage you to grow your religious life and to explore and share your unique gifts. We are changed by having you with us. New members, we have words for you. We've got words of commitment and membership. We will have them on the screen back here. You can see the magic that happens when you stand up front. Members, will you journey together with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership?
responsibility of respect and the opportunity for growth. We look forward to joining you to a stronger community.
Members of the congregation, we ask for you to say the words after this. Whether you are at home or here, we wish for you to stand and say it. Those at home, yes, we can hear you. And you can also write yes into the chat.
Will you reach out to these people in friendship, including them in our activities and fellowship? Will you walk with them on their religious journey? Will you be open to their unique gifts and perspectives? Will you extend a warm welcome to each of them, remembering that each of you was once a new member?
Yes, we
Join our strengths, talents, and commitment with yours. You are a part of us, and we are a part of you.
You may be seated. But children, I would love for you to stay seated. I'm sorry. You all stand up because this is the special role for you. All right. Because some of you are new here too, and some of you have been here as long as you can remember. And some of you kind of came in the middle there. So I want you to look at all these folks. Can you see them? I know they're tall, right? These are new members of our congregation. And they are like you in that they represent our future and our possibility. Will you receive them into our community? Will you kind of show them how things work around here? Point them to the directions if they're lost, and show them how we are kind and inclusive to each other? Will you help encourage their involvement and growth? And if so, I want you loudly, this is a chance to be really loud. Can you say yes? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Very good, very good. Okay, you all may sit down. New members, as we welcome you, we are going to give each of you a rose. I like to use roses in both new member and child dedication rituals. But the roses are slightly different. For the child dedications, we remove the thorns, representing how we want to protect the children during their formation. But for you, new members, the thorns are still on the roses, because the work of community is both beautiful and challenging. We do not promise that there won't be bumps in the road, but we do promise that we will be here to do it together. Ours is a shared ministry to help each other find meaning in life and to build a just and compassionate life and world, working to fulfill the mission and vision of the congregation. So here's how we're going to do this, because there's a few of you. What I would love is I'm going to put the microphone here. If you don't mind saying your name again, I will be here for a hug, a handshake, a fist bump, or a hello, whatever you wish. Right here, Paisley will give you a rose, and then Bunny and Shelley will be there too. Touch is at your consent. It is up to you, okay? It's not up to them. And then you will be going down there to write. I'm going to ask you all to line up that way, because your signing the book is going to take us far into the next part of this worship service, and we are so thrilled at that. Yes. Welcome to all of you. And as they are done finishing saying their names, then you can give a hearty applause to all of them, okay?
Latrice.
Amber. Katie Brown. Julie. Nancy Bujold.
Vince Leone.
Julia Dilhay.
Jonathan Lawson.
Vic Kuros.
Candy Osborne.
Patty.
Tom Babb.
Linda Clegg.
Brian.
Melanie.
Brian.
Chris King.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, you're good. Thank you. Can we give them a huge round of applause? And now, while they are still signing, I invite John Palumbo and Bunny Hodis up to the pulpit.
Bunny, I got you covered. So this is our last week of the stewardship campaign, and we've had amazing results. So far, we've had 187 individuals pledge for a total of $421,000. And that's wonderful, but we do have a ways to go because our pledge goal is $615,000. So we need your help. If you have not pledged yet, it's not too late. You can pledge by going to phoenixuu.org/pledge, or you can see one of our volunteers at the back of the sanctuary after service. Real quick, we do have our $25 gift certificate, and this week's winner is Carla Mieske. Carla, you here? That's all right, we'll get it to her. And Bunny wanted to speak about something that she's noticed.
Hi, thanks so much. And if you've been getting emails and texts from us, please respond. We've got the information in the texts and emails for you to respond also. I just wanted to talk a minute about how grateful we are when you put your money in the bags that we pass during the offering. But I know from speaking to different people over the years that oftentimes they will say, that's how I give my money to the church, that I drop my money every week into the offering basket. And I'd like to tell you that while we appreciate that, because it's awesome, and we get to share it with our Share the Plate people, we can't account for that money in terms of planning for our budgeting and for paying our wonderful staff and for doing our programming. So it really makes a difference. If you're putting something in, whether it's $1 or $5 or something bigger, which is wonderful, we'd really appreciate if you'd go on and sign up and actually make a pledge on the website that would kind of cover what you plan on giving over the time that you're here, because it makes a huge difference in terms. And I'd also like to speak to you folks on Zoom. If you're watching today, if you don't normally pledge, but you watch and you partake in the services, I know you're out there and I know you're sharing our values with us, and we really, really appreciate if you'd also go to the website and put in a pledge for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Blake Rushing. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a worship associate here at UUCP. Each week, we split our offering between this congregation and an organization that shares our values. For February, our Share the Plate partner is Unitarian Universalist Justice Arizona, or UU-JAZ. UU-JAZ empowers UUs across the state to work for socially just public policy. UU-JAZ is also a tangible example of just how varied and vibrant ministry can be in Unitarian Universalism. For all that you give, we are so grateful. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in helping us pass the plate.
Thank you. I probably wasn't paying attention, or Benji snuck one in on me. I didn't realize that the orchestra was going to be here. What a beautiful, beautiful gift. Thank you so very much. And you all are adding things for me, and I am flexing, which is what we all do, right? In this world, in this time. We recognize that our lives are interconnected. Part of our journey as a community is sharing our significant milestones, joys, and sorrows. You can put a note in the chat on Zoom if you're online. If you want us to read your joy or sorrow next week, there's a table by the candle there in the back. I did get a few that are either about me or about what's going on in the world, and I'm holding those in my heart, but not reading them. I've got several in the congregation. First, I was asked to share the joy that Mitch Hosba and Daniel Freud got legally married yesterday. After almost 12 years together, they decided that it was important to have that legal commitment. I honor that they have it. I'm sad that they felt that they need it. And I was so grateful to have the honor to officiate it. And the co-joy with it is that we got to do it to break in our brand new amphitheater in the Memorial Garden. The Eagle Scouts worked last year and this year to give us an amphitheater down the Memorial Garden and to the left, and we kicked it off with the wedding yesterday. So thank you, Eagle Scouts, and congratulations, Daniel and Mitch. I have from Ann Lackey a joy. I got to meet my daughter's birth mom. There's enough love to go around. From John and Angela Kay, March 1st is our 11th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. From Cassandra, we are praying for my mom and cousins who are struggling with addiction. We ask prayer and guidance. So much prayer for you. Hi, Omega. I've got a colleague here in the sanctuary. I just saw her. From Kim St. Clair. Joy that after much soul searching, I am fully retiring from public education after 34 years. Your gifts and your call have been so numerous. Kim, thank you. And she also shares the sorrow that my colleagues are likely leaving with me on February 28th because of the termination of our federal grant. So we can hold all of that at the same time. From Dale Weebush, my best friend from home died this week. His name was John. 54 years of love and joy. I will miss him dearly. And finally, from Bud Freelich-Freeman, happy birthday to my lovely wife, Debbie Freelich-Freeman. Happy birthday, Debbie. May our joys and our sorrows, those named and, oh gosh, I need to check Zoom. You guys, you know this about me, right? Some more for me. I love that. Thank you. Good. Okay, we're good. May all of those joys and sorrows, and we know that there are so much more in our world, help us draw closer and care for each other. And I'm going to come down to the front for the next part. So several weeks ago, we did a collaborative improv prayer. Do you remember that? And you all were amazing at it. And I thought, what is the prayer that I want before I go on sabbatical? And I actually want us all to pray together. I want to hear your prayers. So I have a Mad Lib version of this. And Paisley, I'm wondering if you could come up and just hold the mic for me as I do this. So I would like to collect some words from you, and then we're going to work it into a prayer. What are some names for the divine that you have? Okay, she just said Rev Christine. I'm not writing that down. I am not divine. I am so very human. Love. Say it again. Energy. Energy, universe, presence, and glow. Okay. All right, that's enough. You'll have plenty of words right now. What are some feelings that you're having about the world right now? Your personal world, our larger world? Some anxiety. Anxiety. Oh, you have a lot of these. Resilience, okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. What are some feelings that you're having about this upcoming sabbatical? You can be honest. You can have a whole range of them. What? Curiosity, excitement. I heard jealousy, freedom, joy. Thanks. Okay, if you weren't going to add anxiety, I was. Abandonment? Thank you so much for that. What are some of your hopes that you have for me on this sabbatical? Rest. Peace. Joy. Say that again? Thank you. Okay. What are some hopes that you have for us as a congregation during this sabbatical time? Say the one back here again. Great. Exploration, empowerment. Okay, enough. Thank you. And finally, what are some things that ground you in these times? Okay. I heard one over there. Gravity? I think it's your sense of humor that I am going to miss the most here. I need two more. Okay. Thank you so much, Paisley. Okay. With the spirit of humor and energy and community, I invite you to come into the spirit of prayer. I invite you to take a few deep breaths, feel the energy in this space and online, connect with the ground that is so sacred for so many here, and take another breath. Spirit of love, the energy of life, the power that runs through the universe, great presence that glows over all of us. We ask you to be with us. In this world right now, we are feeling so many big feelings. We have anxiety and trepidation over what's going to be happening. We are fearful for all of the people affected, including some in this room. We are feeling anger and we do not know where to put it. The uncertainty in our world right now downright gobsmacks us. And while we are curious and open-hearted about what can be happening in the world, we are trying to find our stores of resilience. As we go into this sabbatical time, may we embrace all of the feelings that are there. May we be curious about what this time will be like. May we have excitement for what is to come. May we feel a sense of freedom, both for me and for you. May we commit ourselves to community with joy and openness and use that to mitigate any anxiety that exists. I embrace your hopes with love for me, that I might have rest, and peace and joy, some relief, some fun, and may it be surrounded with puppy kisses. And I assure you that I will be back. And I also embrace your hopes and desires that you have, that this congregation finds resilience during this time, that it explores all that can be explored, that there's growth and empowerment, and you find out things that you didn't know about this congregation, that it leads to enlightenment in learning. We call on all that grounds us, family and community, the spirit of music and connection, but most of all, love. Love that unites us, love that is our guide for the way forward. Love that we cannot shut off in our hearts and that we cannot skimp on in our community. With that love and commitment, we say amen and blessed be.
Let's sing a favorite song of rest and renewal here. It's the Meditation on Breathing by Sarah Dan Jones. And we'll sing each of the parts once. There are kind of 3 parts that fit together. Here's the melody. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, very nicely done. And then let's do the drone that's on the other side. Let's just breathe in, breathe out. And it's just very steady. Here we go. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe. And there is a third part. It has the same words as the first one, and it sort of floats over the top. They call it a descant. So take a listen to that one. It goes like this. And sing along if you know it. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. That's it. Please join us. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. So I'm going to invite you to stand, and you'll be led by different sections of the choir. Whoever's standing right in front of you, follow them. We'll start with the drone over here.
Breathe in.
Thank you all. Please be seated.
Okay, we have another ritual, and we're just going to go late. I'm just going to name it right now. Leave if you need to. Don't if you can. It's all good. We've got new members. We've got so much excitement. I do want to invite 3 different groups up here. I would like to invite worship associates to stand right here in front of the pulpit. I would like our caring team to come up and stand close to where the musicians are here to the right. And I would invite our board of trustees to stand right over here to the left. I believe in the power of ritual, and I believe it changes how we think of things. So this is a ritual of turning over responsibilities of this congregation for the next 5 months. It is a handing off. It is an appreciation. It is sharing trust. I want to tell you, normally, there is a sabbatical minister that comes in, and I'm going to use this metaphor as a babysitter for the time, right? To manage all of the things. We are not doing that. We are handing things over to us. We are managing this. This is because these teams are so strong, because I know we can do it, and this is part of the radical sabbatical plan. So I want to talk first to my worship associates. Worship associates, I turn over the duties of worship to you with this amazing opportunity to hear from 7 different Unitarian Universalist preachers during this time, as well as at least 5 of you leading your own services. I charge you to help make meaning through worship for this beloved community, to shape holistic services, to work seamlessly with our worship staff, and to have so much fun as you do it. Thank you for your important ministry to our congregation. And I'm going to put this in so that folks online can hear what you all are saying.
We are ready to take on this responsibility to experiment with the innovative form of worship during this time and to hold the important mantle of worship while you are on your radical sabbatical.
Thank you. Caring ministry team. I turn over the responsibility of caring for the members of this. Oh, yeah, you're on both. The caring for the members of this congregation as they go through the challenges that life brings. Like the worship associate, this is work that you have already been doing, but you will be deepening it through this process. May you know and remember deep in your heart that your presence is your most important gift, and that feeling cared for is a cornerstone of a sense of belonging. I charge you to listen, to bear witness, and to support each other and all of our congregation's beloveds. And I have a special call out for Emrys Staten. Emrys, I am so grateful to turn over to you the pastoral care duties that are best handled by a minister. You are our minister here, and we feel honored to have you with us. This congregation knows you and trusts you, and your empathy and your expertise shine through. I charge you to help with memorial services, weddings, hospital visits, and may your crises in this congregation be few, but may you hold them with care and a presence that only you can offer. Caring Ministry and Emrys, who would like the mic? Can I give it to you?
Let's do it. We are ready to take on this responsibility to care for our community, to listen, and to hold space for those who need it during this time, and to hold the important mantle of pastoral care while you are on your sabbatical.
And last but not least, certainly our beloved board, with special thanks to Shelley and Bunny, who will be holding so much on this. I turn over the administrative care for the congregation. Like the others here, you have already been doing this work as well, collaborating in shared ministry with me. I ask you to care for our staff, in particular, supporting their needs, affirming their gifts. I give thanks for the extra work that you'll be doing to manage our finances, policies, conflict, and organizational communication. I hope your challenges will be minimal, and I know you will approach them all with flexibility, care, and commitment.
We are ready to take on this responsibility, to care for our staff, to manage the day-to-day management of this congregation, and whatever else shows up during this time. We've got this, and we will hold the important mantle of administration while you rest.
What's this?
I'm just hijacking the service here. That's what worship associates do. So as Reverend Christine goes off on her sabbatical, the worship associates wanted to give her something. So we know, no, not another, we know when Reverend Christine is away, one thing that she definitely does a lot is read. So while she is reading, we wanted to give her a light to remind her of us and to illuminate her on her way. So I've got it tucked away here. So we've got this light for you.
That's so great. A gay light. I love it. It's the best. How lucky are we to have such committed and talented leaders? Now I ask you in the congregation to support these leaders, to care for each other. The administration is not only their job, participation in worship is not only their job, and caring for each other is not only their job, it is yours as well. But can we show them all some appreciation and support during this time?
So we have two more songs to wish Rev Christine well. The one is the closing hymn that you all get to sing with us, but the choir has one too. You're right about us going late. Woo. So anyway, Christine, this is to wish you well. This is by the Canadian composer Brian Tate. It features Susan Senft on the solo, and the opening lyrics are, "May your light shine before you, may your love grow within you, may your spirit soar above you, and may you walk in peace."
I had big dreams for this sermon. I was going to talk about the Jewish history of the Sabbath. I was going to really bring in Tricia Hersey's idea of rest. I was going to tell you that rest was going to save us and give you theological meaning like you have never had meaning landed on you before. But instead, I keep thinking of this time very similar to when I was a new mom and I thought I was leaving my baby for the first time. Now, I didn't think leaving was possible. I didn't think I could go. Who would know that the baby's cry meant that he was hungry or tired or meant that he had a full diaper? How could they possibly find all the stuff we had to care for him? How did I know that they would feed him enough, the right food at the right time? So I did what I do, which is I typed everything out in a document. It was a novel. Our kids are grown now, but we still leave notes for how to care for the pets. It's still more than one page. The cat gets half a thyroid pill, this dog is deaf, and there's more food in the pantry. So I'm finding as I'm going on sabbatical, what is the equivalent of this? Because this is what I feel like I need to do, is give you my instruction list and also drop some deep theology, but mostly an instruction list. I am leaving the congregation not to another person, but to the congregation. And I'm a control freak, so I have a list for you. Consider it with 3 headings: about me, about you, and about the world. Let's start with me. Let's. It is countercultural to rest. In a culture that insists that people be productive all the time, without interruption, without end, it's an impossible ask. Unitarian Universalist minister Anthony McCour says this is the American dominant cultural way of doing things. Use something completely up, then throw it away. It's the American dream fantasy of endless and relentless productivity and growth. It's an onward and upward forever mindset which can dominate our imaginations, end quote. A sabbatical disrupts that. It says, no, that's actually not how we think the world should be. It acknowledges that our wells need refilling. It acknowledges that the antidote for overwhelm is rest. It affirms that it is challenging for a person to maintain their spiritual depth and well-being without time to explore that depth and well-being. Tricia Hersey wrote a revolutionary book. Her Instagram tag is the Nap Ministry. She talks about rest as resistance. As an African American who is struggling to stay in this productive world and find meaning, she says these words: "We are resting simply because it is our divine right to do so. Treating each other and ourselves with care isn't a luxury, but an absolute necessity if we're going to thrive. Resting isn't an afterthought, but a basic part of being human. We must believe we are worthy of rest." I know I need rest. It is difficult to admit that I'm not the superhero that I am in my mind, the one who can keep going no matter what. It turns out that I am indeed human, as are all of you. And the 6 past years of ministry have been the most fulfilling and exhausting of my professional life. And it's really not the last 6 years with you, ministry that has taken us through the pandemic and some really interesting times. But it's also the 5 years before where I was training for the ministry, a full load of seminary while I still was working full-time, chaplaincy, a year of internship, getting credentialed by the denomination, going through search, finding you, and moving. I am striving to be countercultural and succumb to the rapidly increasing ministerial burnout rate. I don't want that, and I don't think you do either. When I return, I will have already exceeded the average UU ministerial tenure of 6 years. And it's 4 years for our trans ministers and ministers of color. I want to be an excellent minister for you as long as I can, and that requires refilling my tank. Now, you all have been, and many people have been asking me for over a year, what are you going to do on your sabbatical? Which, of course, made me feel like I needed to do something on my sabbatical. And I was so inspired by Jan Kaplan and Donna Featherston, who hiked the Camino de Santiago in Spain. It sounded so awesome, and what a spiritually enlightened person if I said I'm hiking the Camino for my sabbatical. So I bought books, I watched YouTube videos on how to pack a backpack, I started looking at all the gear I needed to buy, I researched routes, I decided on whether I wanted albergues or not. Well, and pretty soon, I realized that all of this was essentially a whole nother job. And honestly, I don't need another job right now. So I put that aside. It's a great goal, but it's not for now. And when people ask me what I'm going to do, I say, I'm going to rest. This is actually more challenging for me to say. It too is countercultural. I'm going to rest. I'm going to reconnect with my spiritual practices because I want to, not because I absolutely need them to get through the week. I'm going to read all of the books that have been staring at me on my bookcase with a little rainbow lamp next to it now, illuminated. I'm going to hike. I'm going to cook. I'm going to continue my somatic therapy. It turns out I'm going to train a puppy. I'm going to visit with friends. I'm going to talk to my wife about anything besides ministry. I'm going to sleep. Honestly, this rest idea slightly terrifies me. I have basically worked straight since I was a sophomore in high school. I'm not sure I know how to rest, but that's going to be my spiritual adventure to try. I truly believe that ministers are only able to actually do our jobs when we are spiritually healthy and our souls are whole. And I know I will serve you better when I return if I am healthy and whole. So here's the hard part. We're not going to be talking for 5 months. I won't be checking email. I won't be returning calls or texts. I won't be posting on your social media posts. My email will have everyone you need to contact in my absence. It's the top part of the list of instructions for while I'm gone. And if you write me an email and expect me to read it when I get back and have 6,000 of them, don't. If there's something really important that hasn't been covered, then write me again after August 1st. I know even saying all this feels weird to me when my life has been responding to you, but that is the serious work of rest, isn't it? And I am deeply aware of what a gift and a privilege this is to get to do this. And I am so, so grateful for this congregation that has not only said, yes, we are going to honor this from your contract, but that has been loving and gracious and supported and dare I say, even excited for your willingness to give this to me. Thank you. Okay, now let's talk about you, the congregation. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be better than fine. I'm trying to confirm this, and Charlotte, maybe you'll know, but I don't believe this congregation has had a minister take a sabbatical since Ray Manker. He retired in 1990. So it's been a while, and we are in different times. Yes, we wrote a letter for how to care for the congregation while I'm gone. It is 13 pages. I am not kidding, it's 13 pages. We have thought of everything. We're ready, you're in good hands. We've already been working on shared ministry since I've been here. We have been striving for a governance where the minister doesn't hold all of the authority, but we share it. You all have done such an amazing job with that. Many congregations, like I said, hire a sabbatical ministry. Minister, congratulations, you are our sabbatical minister. You have an amazing sabbatical team, and you have amazing leaders covering the important roles. And I have to admit, I'm having some serious FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out, for the lineup of preachers that you're going to have. You're going to hear from so many different voices. I keep saying that if you love them, then you better come for all of their 1 to 3 services, because that's all they'll be there for. If you hate them, they're only there for 1 to 3 services, so carry on. But you're going to get to hear from different people, different preaching styles, different identities, and different topics. I can't wait to hear what you learned from them. Like leaving a letter for the sitters, not everything is perfect and tied up in a perfect bow this week. We still have those piles of laundry sitting out. And like when the parents are away, it's possible that things will be done differently. Maybe they won't be done as well. They'll probably be done better. And maybe you will just end up having Fruit Loops for dinner one night. It's all good. You've got this. A sabbatical is an amazing time to learn about ourselves. I really hope you embrace it. And I can't wait to hear what you've learned while I was gone. Maybe you'll realize that you've found a better way to do something than how I was doing it. Maybe you'll realize that you can do something yourselves and you don't need me to do it. Maybe you'll realize that I do more than you thought. Maybe you'll realize that I do less than you thought. To be very clear, I am not threatened by any of this. I'm not threatened to hear that you like other preachers more than me, or that you figured something out, or why the heck were you doing it this way, Reverend Christine? I am so excited about that. Make a list of your realizations and please share them with me, but not until I return. Now, let's turn to the world. Let's admit it, there is no time to take a sabbatical where we can assure nothing big will happen. But boy, this is a unique time, isn't it? As John Palumbo said, quoting Jake Tapper a couple weeks ago, we're in a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck right now. We know that the world is changing, and it is scary, all of those words that you're saying. And it has actually already impacted this sabbatical. We had a preacher who was going to come from Canada with their trans child who has an X marker on their passport. And they said, "We're really sorry, but we just don't feel safe coming now." And we said, "You're right. We're really sorry too. This is the world that we're in right now, and it is a scary place." So it's a hard time to go away right now. But also, I feel absolutely, positively confident that there will still be a hot mess in a dumpster fire, in a train wreck, possibly even more combined when I return. And honestly, we all need to have some radical rest to be prepared for the amount of energy that this is going to require of us. And so my notes for the babysitter list for you in regards to the world is my shortest of any of these. Resist. Please resist. Do not give up any of your power before you have to. And some people will have to. But do not make any steps preemptively. Do not say, we've got to do this out of fear. We've got to do it before it comes. Do not do that. Resist those who do. Those who are proactively canceling their DEI programs, who are proactively canceling their health care for our trans kids, who are increasing their cruelty and deportations, who are already curtailing things like the arts. Anything. You need to assess your own risk and your own safety. Make sure that it's real risk and real safety, not just perceived. But do what you can to not give up that in advance. And try to do it with joy, if you can. Resist, as I preached 2 weeks ago, is also taking care of each other. We can rely that our government, national or state, is going to do that less and less. They're going to take care of us less and less, so we need to turn to each other. Do not let anxiety have you turn on each other. Instead, find every opportunity to lift each other up and be in community and care for each other. And resist means doing your own rest. You don't need to read every headline. Have you gotten this message yet? I highly recommend you don't. Curate your media carefully. Turn to practices that sustain and support you. Take breaks. Find joy and beauty everywhere you can. Do not succumb to despair. That, my beloveds, is also an act of resistance. So my dear, dear ones, we are at a turning point. I am at one to embark on an adventure of radical rest. Please wish me luck. You are about to embark on some radical sabbatical experiments. I know you're going to be amazing. And we are going to be seeing what we are made of in this extraordinary time in our country's history. I feel confident that UUCP will have a place in the resistance as this time unfolds. Again, I turn to Tricia Hersey. You were not just born to center your entire existence on work and labor. You were born to heal, to grow, to be of service to yourself and community, to practice, to experiment, to create, to have space, to dream, and to connect. End quote. May we all heal and grow and serve and dream and connect today, for the next 5 months and beyond. So might it be, and I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Christine, and I invite you to stay standing and sing to, oh, actually, I have an announcement for you first. I mean, you can, well, I'll have you standing in a second. I don't care what you do right now. I want to mention, after we sing together, just a reminder to reach out to someone new, or someone that you haven't seen in a while, and spend a minute connecting after the service. We will have activities for children and adults starting at noon, so almost immediately after the service, we will put those up on the projector, on the screen, and enjoy our coffee hour, which will be on the patio. So now, To wish Rev. Christine well, we will sing, please join us in singing Happy Trails. We're putting like an instrumental dance break in the middle so that we get to sing it twice, so you'll see. Dance break.
You all know that you are the best congregation in Unitarian Universalism, right? Yeah. Like, you know this. Yeah. Kazoos, this is the most UUCP thing ever. I am so in love with it. I am going to be right over there by the window following, because I found out before that everyone wants to hug me. Please only do so if you know that you are healthy. And my closing words are from Tricia Hersey again. Treating each other and ourselves with care isn't a luxury, but an absolute necessity if we're going to thrive. Resting isn't an afterthought, but a basic part of being human. My beloveds, I wish you rest and reconnection and resistance. Go in love, go in peace.